Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. You just caught me practicing my drums. You know, cups and bowls and silverware, they're cool and all. Let's talk about plates, specifically tectonic plates. But what are tectonic plates? Well, tectonic plate theory is the theory that the Earth's crust is made up of multiple plates sliding and colliding around on top of the Earth's mantle. There are both major and minor plates. However, much like the education system, we could care less about the minors. And regarding the majors, there is North American, Pacific, Eurasian, African, Indo-Eurasian, Australian, Indian, South American, and Antarctic. But how these plates interact with each other is what's really interesting. So first are transform boundaries. Boundaries that slide past each other, like chalk on a chalkboard. But the sound that makes is really annoying. Almost as annoying as the earthquakes that are caused by transform boundaries. See, when they slide past each other, they create rips and fissures called faults. And those faults cause rocks to shake. And that energy release causes massive earthquakes that damage cities. The worst of these fault lines even got its own movie, the San Andreas Fault. The next boundary we're talking about is divergent boundaries, where the boundaries move apart, much like my previous relationship. And at these boundaries, magma can be seen seeping up from the mantle, creating the sea floor. If enough sea floor builds up, it can create mountains, or even volcanoes. And if these keep building up, then they can create islands, much like the Hawaiian variety. Finally, we have convergent boundaries. Convergent boundaries are boundaries where the plates collide together, forming deep sea trenches. The oceanic material sinks below the continental material, melting in the mantle. When two plates of continental material collide, however, they're crunched into mountains. The oceanic plates, whenever two of them collide together, they can form deep sea trenches, volcanoes, islands, or even tsunamis. Hold up, I've gotta go get something.
And now on to a bigger subject, your mother. No, I'm kidding. It's not your mother, although it is just as large as your mother. The ocean. But more importantly, the ocean floor and how it spreads. You see, as I stated earlier, at divergent boundaries, new seafloor is created and rises up. But what happens to the old seafloor? It doesn't just disappear, that'd be silly. So let's find out what happens. You see, as the new seafloor rises up, it pushes this old seafloor across and spreads out. This is called seafloor spreading. Seafloor spreading was discovered by Harry H. Hess, Mr. Triple H himself, in 1960. It was a fundamental piece of evidence in proving an earlier theory known as continental drift. Continental drift is the idea that the continents are in continuous movements, and it states that they were once in a supercontinent called Pangaea, and that they'll eventually meet up again in Pangaea Ultima, kind of like a family reunion. Now, it was only a theory at the time because there was limited evidence. There is still evidence, however. Alfred Wegener, the one who came up with the idea in 1912, had many forms of evidence. One of them was that he noted that the continents looked like puzzle pieces, and you could put them together to make the supercontinent Pangaea. He also noted that the geographical features on each coastline matched up where they should. And a piece of evidence found later was Mosasaurus fossils found on each coastline where they should match up. Now, this wasn't enough to make it more than just a theory. That was until seafloor spreading, like I mentioned earlier. Overall, the Earth is pretty rad, you know? You got all these different plates, you know, and they slide together, slide apart, grind against each other, make mountains, volcanoes, islands, and tsunamis. And sometimes, They kill people. This is where we live. This is the planet we live on. This is pretty good.